Hello and welcome to this video, which has been inspired by my clients asking me sometimes, or most of the times, especially the ones who are doing it for the first time, that what is the sequence of all the actions in doing the deal? Like, we like a property, what next? I'm Ashutosh Bogra. I do real estate in South Delhi and I've been doing it for hundreds of years. Just kidding. A few years, maybe like 18 years now, actually. And I have a lot of viewpoints I can share with you, which I hope helps you. Do like my content if you like it, share it with other people, and subscribe to my channels. Alrighty. So now that what my social media team says is out of the way, let's get to business. So, what is the sequence of a deal? Now, for example, you like a property. What next? Uh, All right. So the first thing should be like your broker would have told you, well, this gentleman, the owner is expecting blah, 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 so much money. Or if you're a seller, he would have, you hope your broker has told them the expected price and he would have given you some idea what they are offering. So there is some bridge to gap. So there is some gap to bridge generally to do that. So which is fine. But we are assuming we are at that stage and we know the basics. You basically know who the buyer is or who the seller is and what the expectation is. And now we are sitting together. Okay, good. So you arrange for a meeting at a comfortable place, at a comfortable time where you are not distracted in jazz. And then you go there and you sit down. The first meeting is basically more to judge the other party in your own mind. I mean, you don't judge as in you don't tell them that you're an idiot. Even if you find them an idiot, you never say that. Yeah. What you do is you sit there, you talk to them, you listen. Try to see what kind of a person this other guy is. Is he going to be troublesome later on? Does he seem reliable? You can never be 100% sure, but you try to see indicators of things and stuff, and then you see and you talk to him and you find out, okay, this is the thing, that is the thing. The next step, once you have met the other party, you kind of have an idea of what kind of a person he is, and you've decided, okay, I can deal with such a person. That's fine. And then you just quickly ask him, what is the basic title of the property, not like the whole thing. So he might tell you, okay, we had bought this property from a builder and we are reselling it, or this was a plot allotted to my grandfather, then came to my dad, and then came to me, and we are selling it. You know, good. That's good enough. Now the next thing is, before you jump on to deciding the price, what are the payment terms? Like, how long do they need the payment in? If there is a bank loan going on, or if the buyer needs a bank loan or not, and how much time they will take to pay, how much time does he need to vacate the property. If the seller has rented the property, how much time does he need to vacate the property? What are the modes of payments, and when can he pay, how much? Because sometimes the seller could be expecting all the money in one go, which becomes very hard. And all of those sorts of basic terms and conditions of the deal, how much longer will be needed, what if maybe sometimes the buyer needs 6 months for the payment. I mean, and it could be very legitimate actually, but maybe the seller is not okay with that. So all of these things have to be first decided and then out of the way. You can leave a little bit here and there, like, okay, we can look at the payment time, maybe not 60 days, maybe we can do 75 days, maybe we can do 100 days, whatever. But you have some idea there and you put it aside. Now comes the big thing, the price. How you negotiate the price, what you need to do. Okay, fine, that's a very big topic, and you might have more experience than me, or I might have more experience than you in that, but I'm guessing you could handle that somehow or the other. Once the price is decided, how do you know it's decided? You pay some token money, or as a seller you receive some token money. Token money could be 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 50 lakh, whatever, depending on the size of the deal. And say you decided, okay, this is going to be X crores. So once you're given the money, now this is X crores, but this is subject to the verification of the title. This is very, very important. When you give a token money, you take the whole title photostat, like the whole chain of it, and you take that and you tell the seller very clearly that we're going to get it verified by a lawyer, and if all is fine, we're going to go ahead and do the agreement to sell as we just discussed. Like, we'll pay you 20% of the money down. So say we'll take about a week for all this, and then we can come up with an agreement and sign this. Maybe like loosely, keep it a little loose. Maybe 10 days from now, it should all be done. But if the title is not fine, we give your papers back. Please return our money. I mean, you know, you have to be clear about it, although it is kind of understood. And if I was representing a seller, I would actually say that from the seller side straight away. So I mean, because these things are needed, from both the ways. All right, now the title has been verified, everything is fine. You go through the agreement to sell and change it a little bit if you want to, and then okay, we arrive at agreement to sell, which is basically recording the terms of the deal. Whatever has been decided is the terms of the deal. In these many days, we'll make the payment. What happens if the payment is not made? What happens in this case, that case? You secure both the sides and just keep it fair and move on. Now that you have the agreement to sell there, you sign, pay the advance, and you're good. The next step is nearing to the time of completion of the deal, which is registration and payment of the whole amount and getting the possession. That is the final stage. Just before that, you get the stamp papers, get them. Like there is a whole process for it, just to make sure there's no errors in that, because you don't want that. It's a heavy amount, about 5 to 7% of the value. So once you have the stamp papers, you prepare a sale date, get the drafted, show it to the buyer and seller. Both have seen it. Now it is all okay. On the day of the registration, you make the entire balance payment. You deduct the TDS, but you deposit that also anyways. So you make the balance payment, go for the registration at the registrar's office, and simultaneously you get the possession. You can get the keys in the registrar office itself, or you could go to the property after registration. You could do that before the registration if you already made the payment. I mean, these things can be worked out. If the previous steps are all fine, this is not going to be an issue. Now this last step can be expanded in many cases. Like if you're taking a loan, there are more things to be done from the buyer side, from the seller side. I'm not going into that so much right now. Also, if it's a brand new builder floor, there could be things to check before you take the possession, that everything is done. But this is a very loose outline of the whole process. I hope this helps, and if there is anything I can do for you in helping in this entire process, do write to me, and I'll be very keen to help you out. Thank you.